Good morning from Riverside International Raceway, and welcome here to our Go or Go Home qualifying to see the 7 drivers that will transfer into this afternoon's race here at Riverside International Raceway for the NR2003 Red Bull GT Series of season number 4. Going to be a very fun race here this afternoon. Right now, the times have already, or the clock is going. Right now, the 77 is now on the track. That would be Jogan Schmidt, in the 77. He failed to qualify for the Coca-Cola race last week. So he's currently now 43rd, or tied for 43rd in the points table. "15 minutes on the clock. This is a brand new track for these drivers. And for some of them, this is probably a good opportunity to get a little preview of what will happen in the Oreo Cup Series race later this season. Of course, Oreo will be here at Riverside. '77 currently the first car on the clock. The main reason that 36 through 42nd are down here is because the top 35 are locked in, plus the 6 drivers who failed to qualify for Coca-Cola. So that's why they are in this Go or Go Home session. Because remember, everybody that showed up for Coca-Cola had to attempt to qualify because there was nobody locked into the show. And so let's see what Schmidt's first lap is going to be. His first lap is a 1:11.436 in that Chevy Corvette. That's his teammate John Smith the fourth in the number 7 machine. Currently a driver who will need to qualify his way in on time. Had a poor finish at Coca-Cola last week, 38th to be exact. Currently needs to get in the field and try to see if he can get out of that danger zone. This kind of surprises me. Timo Mauser in the 06 also had a poor finish last week as Courtney Lynn jumps up to the top of the timesheets with a 1:10.854. Courtney Lynn failed to qualify for last week at Coca-Cola. Timo Mauser finished in 40th at Coca-Cola. Zachary Fitzwater gets second quickest. He didn't have a good qualifying effort. There's Addison Peterson and the 33 of John Schmidt. John Smith, the fourth, goes third quickest. And Timo Mauser goes to the top of the timesheets at a 1:10.765. So everybody's starting to get their lap times on the board. Still waiting on 2 more drivers who've yet to take a time. That would be Ponzo Albanese, who's now on track, and Brooke Packett just went 9th quickest. So she's going to need to find some speed here. Brooke Packett did not have a good run last week at Coca-Cola. Finished in 39th. And as of now, she could be a driver who would fail to qualify for this race. As the 33 is now, well, I was going to say the 33 on the bubble. The 15 goes in. Well, as soon as I say that, Ingrid Pollard goes to the top of the timesheets at a 1:10.511. So the times are starting to get quicker. That puts the 11 now on the bubble. That would be Logan Williams at a 10.761. Well, he goes to a 10.590 and puts Courtney Lynn on the hot seat. "15 minutes on the clock, so it gives these drivers some fast laps." Got some dust being kicked up. I don't know who that came from. Sebastian Palmer, who's fourth quickest. What happened to Sebastian? I have a feeling this right-hander had something to do. Oh, he got together with the... Okay, so here's what happened. It's like something let go on the car. And this is the part about Riverside that really gets tricky. He gets stuck in the sand. And he's bogged down in the sand. So he ended up putting it in reverse. I believe the 77 is going to come over and clean him out. Here comes the 77. Yeah, he runs a bit wide, got sand on his tires, and then boom. Ooh, John Smith, the fourth, nearly got a piece of it. A lot of damage to the 77. That will be a backup car. Sebastian Palmer's got a lot of damage to that machine. So that will also be a backup car for Sebastian Palmer. And of course, those two drivers will go to the infield care center after the session is done. As we're watching Ingrid Pollard just using the draft off of Ponzo Albanese. So we've never raced here before, so it'll be the first time we've ever raced at Riverside. And did not improve her time, Ingrid Pollard, that is. Ponzo Albanese, ninth quickest, needs to find at least a couple of 10s to put the 11 on the outside looking in. That would be Logan Williams. And of course, if you're not in this session, that's because you're in the top 35 in points. That's a new thing this season. Really important for Ingrid Pollard to make this race and try to get herself out of the cellar of the points. Finished 41st. Was involved in an early wreck with Addison Peterson. The 33 goes second quickest. I think that's Jogan Schmidt. No, it's John Schmidt in the 33. John Schmidt, who won, I think, one of the drivers, which is Mindcat, won the Red Bull Rookie Showcase, but failed to qualify. I cannot remember which driver it was. Right now, the 33 did not qualify for the race at Coca-Cola, so this would be his rookie debut. John Smith the fourth, Courtney Lynn, looking like Courtney could make the show, but we still have 5 minutes left to go in this session. Logan Williams, Zachary Fitzwater. Well, as soon as I say Zachary Fitzwater's on the bubble, Ponzo Alvarez goes third quickest at a 1:10.480. Timo Mauser goes fifth quickest. That now puts the 3 of Sebastian Palmer now on the bubble. Logan Williams on the outside looking in. And remember, there are 48 drivers here. 42 will race this afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unfortunately, we're sending 6 drivers home. They will not make the show this week here. And their next race will be in 2 weeks at Saitama as we start the Japanese tour. So we will head to Japan for back-to-back races. That will be in 2 weeks. These drivers will be off next week. The only thing we will have next week will be the Oreo Cup Series and then the Trucks Busch or Winston Cup Series, or possibly Winston Cup. Actually, let me look at my calendar, my upload calendar, if you know what I mean. We have Dover coming up on Wednesday, and then Winston Cup racing coming your way from 8 Bowl, according to my schedule. So Courtney Lynn, after this race, she will be heading over to Dover with most of these drivers that are chartered teams. We would be in the show right now. Courtney Lynn now on the bubble. John Smith is on the outside looking in. Remember, we're looking for the Fast 7 to transfer into this afternoon's race. Ingrid Pollard still the fastest driver in this qualifying session. Schmidt currently fourth quickest. Zachary Fitzwater in danger of missing this week's race here at Riverside, so he would go 0 for 2, which is a bit shocking. Addison Peterson needs to find some speed, a 1:10.586. Sebastian Palmer is in danger of going home this week. Courtney Lynn, as I mentioned, on the outside looking in. Courtney Lynn's on the bubble. Brooke Packett's on the outside looking in. Logan Williams could be on the outside looking in. As we're coming up to a minute to go in this qualifying session. No improvement. John Smith is on pit road. I think that might be his qualifying session done. Yeah, they're changing tires. Looks like that might be his qualifying session done. I don't think he's going to get back out to get a lap in. So I think we can safely say John Smith, the fourth, will be one of the 6 drivers who will not make this week's race here at Riverside. And we'll have to try again at our next race. That is in 2 weeks at Saitama. Which, by the way, will be a back-to-back. Like to point that out because the drivers will all stay in Japan for Saitama and also for Twin Ring Motegi. Of course, we raced there last season to replace. I do not remember which race we replaced. I think we replaced Bristol with Twin Ring Motegi, and it still brought some good racing. Courtney Lynn's been bumped by Addison Peterson. And that's it. Zeros are on the board. If you're not out on track, you're probably done or going home. Courtney Lynn, can she make it? No. Does not improve the 33. It's too late for you to get back out on the track. What about Sebastian Palmer? Will he get the race this afternoon? The answer is no. Palmer will go home. Peterson does not improve. What about John Smith the fourth? No, he did. Of course, he came to pit road. He will go home. Fitzwater's done. He won't make the race this afternoon, which is a bit of a shame. Albanus does not improve. Pollard didn't need to improve. Mauser's going to be second quick. Of course, he doesn't improve. Last chance for the 77. Is he going to make the show? The answer is no. Matthew Huber jumped up to third quick. Logan Williams still on the hot seat. I think he's going to be okay. And they're not going to score. Oh, Brooke Packett's blown up. That's her session done. And Brooke Packett is not going to race this afternoon. That's a shame. That's a terrible way for Brooke Packett to end off the session. So, Ingrid Pollard, Timo Mauser, Matthew Huber, Addison Peterson, the 33, making sure I don't derp. John Schmidt, Ponzo Alvarez, he'll make his debut, and Logan Williams will get the final transfer spot into this afternoon's race, which sadly means, unfortunately, the drivers who will not make this week's race, and we will not see them for another 2 weeks at Saitama, they include Courtney Lynn. That's kind of a heartbreaker. Missed out by 15 one-thousandths of a second. John Smith the fourth, Brooke Packett, Sebastian Palmer, Zachary Fitzwater. He's now 0 for 2. And Jochen Schmidt in the 77. Unfortunately for those 6 drivers, they will not race this afternoon. So tough break for them. We will not see them unless you're Courtney Lynn, Brooke Packett, Zachary Fitzwater. We will see them on Wednesdays. They will have an early trip off to the Monster Mile because they have the Oreo Cup Series race. Thankfully, those 3 are locked into the show as far as that is concerned. But nevertheless, that's it for Go or Go Home qualifying session. Congratulations to Ingrid Pollard, Timo Mauser, Matthew Huber, Addison Peterson, Jochen John Schmidt, Ponzo Albanus, and Logan Williams on making this week's race. Tough break for the 6 drivers who had to go home. If you enjoyed this qualifying session, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Race Association crew today. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for race number 2 of the NR2003 Red Bull GT Series here on the Blue Hedgehog TV, the greatest racing since 2013.